Hey mama, so let's unbox and review the Frida Baby 3-in-1 thermometer, which can be used touchless on your forehead or in your ear. Now I have a couple Frida Mom products as well as the Frida Baby products, and the quality of their products are truly amazing, and that's no difference with the Frida Baby thermometer. Now, one thing to note, when I opened the box, I was really surprised that it came with the AAA batteries. I'm sure I probably mentioned that in the description, but I did not notice because I did go out and purchase batteries, AAA batteries for the thermometer, not realizing that it came with its own batteries. Another thing that it comes with, which is pretty cool and thoughtful, is the traveling case or the little pouch that it comes in, so that you can leave it in there for it to be nice and protected. So this thermometer, as I mentioned before, can be used in three ways: on your forehead. It can also be used touchless, so that you can test the temperature of like the room, or you could test the temperature of like your baby bottle, the tea that is in there and whatnot. You can also use it in your ear and of course on your forehead. So it does have like different settings that you can use the thermometer for. Now, the last time Sonny Boy went to clinic for his 6-month shots, he did get a fever, and I was able to perfectly test the thermometer out and see how it works. Um, One thing to note as well, the thermometer gives different colors. So when it is testing your temperature, normally, like for me, I would have to quickly Google like how much is the temperature, because I always can't remember how much a temperature is, whether it's 37.5, it's 38.5. For some reason, I can never remember the exact temperature for a fever. But with this thermometer, it gives you a different color, whether the temperature is good or whether it is approaching a fever or whether you have a fever. So when you test your temperature, it would give you the temperature, and if it is green, it means that your temperature is good, no fever, anything like that. If you test your temperature and it is orange, it means that you are getting a fever. So you don't have like a full blown fever, but you are getting a fever. And if you test and it is red, it means that you definitely have a fever. So when Sunny Boy got his shots and we were checking his temperature, it would have shown red, and we would have known, well, okay, he have a fever. So you don't even need to know what the temperature of a fever is, because this would tell you based on the color. It is color coded. Another thing with the thermometer, it would show you what setting it is on. So like home, it means that you can test the temperature of the room that you're in. Then it has this little woman on it, which would mean that you can test like your forehead or like your arm, how I'm doing it here. Then there's a other setting for like baby, so you can test your baby. So like for Sunny Boy, I would test his head as well, or like under his neck, even his stomach. Sometimes I would use it there. I'm not sure if that's you can do it like that, but I would test like different parts, because Sunny Boy is very active and sometimes he tends to fight me. So if I'm not getting like under his neck, I would test like his forehead or like his belly and stuff like that to ensure that he has a fever. Now when you remove that nozzle part, it automatically changes to air, because that mode there is for your air. So you basically put in like that tin nozzle there in your ear, and that is what that is for. So overall, my review on this thermometer, I honestly would give it like a 10 out of 10. I have no issues with the thermometer. I can't say, well, this is what they could do to improve it or anything like that. I absolutely love the thermometer. Now I do have the regular thermometer that you would like put under your arm and whatnot like that, but honestly I prefer this one, and I will tell you why. It is easier to get your baby's temperature with this, because I used to be fighting with Sonny Boy to put that regular thermometer under his arm. But with this, you just point it at their forehead, you point it under the neck, and you get the temperature really quick. So whether it is a must have or a nice to have, for me, I would say it's a must have. But when it comes to price, I could understand it being like a nice to have, because you can't use a regular thermometer for your baby. If you are interested in purchasing, however, I do have it linked in my bio on the as seen on TikTok.